Hello everyone, and welcome to NLP and the Coronavirus, day 37. So I was delivering an online masterclass this morning for half a day to people who wanted to know about how to get online, how to get online fast, doing these kind of things, as well as creating products. And everything to do with that, all the technology and all those kind of things. And I've been on doing one-to-one Zooms with clients, potential clients. So I'm a little bit kind of zoomed out, I think what do we call it? Zoom fatigue or whatever it may be. So there we go. I thought tonight, since it was the middle of the week, Wednesday, that we'd do something a little different. So here we are, something a little different for you tonight. So last night we were talking about this and the impact that the environment has on our behaviors, our skills and abilities, potentially on our beliefs and values. So we're looking at this from that direction, but previously we were looking at it from this direction. And I mentioned last night that I changed the model around a little bit to put purpose down here. And, from talking to a number of people today, clients, etc., then this thing, purpose, kept coming up. And, it was really important that they discovered what their purpose was. And there's a number of ways of discovering that. There's a process that we teach in Achievement Coaching Bootcamp and also the NLP Coaching Certification, which enables somebody to get a real in-depth idea of what their purpose is. But that process one-on-one probably takes around about an hour to do it thoroughly. There's in the daily power rituals in the I'm David Shepard app, there's a process called the quickening, which enables you to discover from your unconscious mind or depth of your unconscious mind what your purpose is. And we don't have time to be able to do that this evening. So there's another way of discovering what your purpose is, which is numerology. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've been studying numerology for a long time. And numerology is the science of the hidden meaning of numbers, because numbers have a hidden meaning, and they communicate that meaning to us in a number of different ways. And one of the ways that it communicates, that meaning is communicated to us, is in our date of birth. So I thought we'd have a bit of a play with this this evening. And I'll take you through a little bit of numerology. I do a 2-day training in numerology to go into numerology in real depth, which is around not only your date of birth, but also your name and all kinds of things like that. And this is just for working out your life purpose, because your life purpose, what in some numerological systems they call your destiny, is you can work that out from your date of birth. Okay, so you're probably going to need a piece of paper for this. So just get a piece of paper whilst I just explain the whole idea. So the idea is that everyone comes into this life with a particular purpose in life, something that they're here to achieve. And your life purpose would always be very abstract. It would always be artfully vague. And it would be so big that you probably, no matter how much you worked on your life purpose, you would never actually achieve it. Yeah? So it's like the grand goal. It's a goal that's bigger than you. Yeah? But at the depth of our being, it's our greatest motivator. It's the thing that will provide endless motivation. It's the thing that once you know it, it makes it easy to make decisions in your life. When you're doing things that are in alignment with your purpose, then you'll achieve great things very quickly, very easily, with little effort, but it will create massive amounts of fulfillment and satisfaction. So now you've got a piece of paper. Now let me show you how you calculate it. So there's my date of birth, the 6th of January, 1963. I know it's really tough for you to go like, is he really 57 years old? Doesn't look a day over 56 and a half. But what we do is we take our full date of birth, 6/1/1963, and we take the individual numbers and we add them together. So we've got 6 for the 6th, plus 1 for January, plus 1 for the first number in 1963, plus 9, plus 6, plus 3. So let's actually work that out now. Just calculate it now. What does all the numbers in your date of birth add up to? Hopefully, you don't need a calculator for that. But if you do, just do it on your phone if it's easier and quicker to do that. Just add up the sum of all the numbers in your full date of birth. When I say full, it's 1963 rather than just 63, which is the way that most people write it. Yeah. So you're for all the numbers in your date of birth. And you'll see that what that adds up to for me is 26. So then if you've got a double-digit number, which I'd imagine that a lot of you do, you add the 2 and you add the 6, which gives you an 8. So my life purpose, my destiny is an 8. And so what we'll be looking at is the meaning of the final reduced number, which will give you an idea or an inkling into your life purpose. And you'll have, all of you will have one of the numbers between 1 and 9 when it's fully reduced. Yep. So hopefully you've got your number now. Now, so what are the meanings of these things? Where's my pen? And I've got emails coming in. I haven't silenced the thing, so let me just silence that now. There we go. So a 1, think about the number 1. Looks like an I, letter I. So 1 as a life purpose is about a person whose life purpose is to be an individual, to stand on their own 2 feet, to be a leader, to be the one that other people followed. That's what your life purpose is if you've got a 1. You'll notice that's pretty abstract. So by abstract I mean there's like almost an infinite number of ways of satisfying your life purpose. Now, if you've got a 2, 2 is about duality. It's about partnership. But if you think when we take 2 as its most reduced, then it's 2 1s, 1 and 1 in partnership. So if your life purpose is 2, then it's very much about partnerships. It's about balance. It's about being the peacemaker, being the negotiator and the person that maybe resolves conflict in other people and brings other people together. Then we've got 3. Now, interestingly, 3, if we just skip a little bit, we're going to talk a little bit more about 8 when we get there. But 8 is a very powerful number because 8 is an infinity symbol on its side. Okay, but think of this: a 3 is an 8 with the side missing. So you've got this huge power of the 8 with the side missing, but it's got all this energy inside of it. Comes out like that. So 3 is very much about creativity. It's about the fun communicator. Um, it's about fun and creativity and doing things out of the ordinary. But equally, what might come out of it a little bit is very high energy, but a little bit scattered. But that's what creates the creativity in the first place. 4, if you think about it, there are 4 sides to a square. A square is very contained, it's very structured, and it's very strong. So 4 is the organizer. It's the person who goes out there and structures things, organizes things. But this very stable, very solid, very reliable. 5 is about freedom. Going out there, being free, wanting freedom, wanting to travel. Could be a little bit of away from, don't tie me down, I want to be free. But it's the person who might want to go out on the road, be the promoter, be the salesperson, those kind of things. If you got 6, then 6 is the number of home and family. So this is a very family person, very, very motivated by having the people that they love close to them. It's a very nurturing number. It's a very caring number. And it's about nurturing and caring for the people that you love, whether they be your family, whether they be your friend, whether they be your partner. Building a home, both in the literal sense, but also in the metaphorical sense. 7 is the number. It's the number of analysis. It's also the number of magic. It's the number of spirituality. But spirituality in an analytical way. It's the number of science. So you think in a way that science and spirituality don't really live together, but with a 7 is very much about being into spirituality, being into things like magic. And by magic, I'm not saying like the Paul Daniels. You'll like this, not a lot, not that kind of magic, kind of mystical, spiritual magic. But somebody with a 7 as a life purpose is going to approach that from a very scientific and analytical way. Okay. Now I mentioned 8. 8 is again a very powerful number, and because it's an infinity on its side. But 8 is the number of business, as is 4. Because it's about organization, it's about structure, it's about rules, it's about regulations, and an 8 is 2 4s. Yeah, so it's like 4 multiplied. So 8 is the number of big business. It's the number of big money. The reason why I'm laughing is because one of the things about people who have an 8, particularly as their life purpose, is that's the person who sits behind the big desk with a big bookcase behind them of books that they've not read. Now, one is I haven't got a desk, and I have read all the books there. But I was just laughing when it was coming up and thinking I'm demonstrating my 8 at this point in time, being in the library doing this. And then the final number is a 9. 9 is a life purpose of being humanitarian, wanting to heal the world, make the world a better place. And wanting everyone to be okay. Humanitarian, the ultimate philanthropist. It's easy for him to say. Yeah. So that's just a brief one tonight. Just thought we'd do a little bit different, a little bit fun. And there you go. Even though it was only short, even though it's fun, you might have got some instincts and some ideas about your life purpose. See you tomorrow. Wherever you are in the world, love you lots, and ahoy-ho.